Good afternoon, it's just around 2:50 p.m. Now it's time for your weather forecast. So I want to let you know that these will be back on a limited basis. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do many of these, despite my schedule being pretty much off days during the weekend and on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Before we begin, let's look at the national picture. There will be a warm front moving up into our area and a cold front moving in afterwards. This will bring rain showers and a few thunderstorms to our area over the next few days. Most of the severe weather will be a huge area today in the Midwest, and then a small area hugging the Gulf Coast, and perhaps there might be a few severe storms making their way up here, but due to instability and rotation being displaced north of the boundary, there will be a lower risk of severe weather, which precluded the SPC from issuing a 5% risk of severe weather. Given the fact that climatology around this period is rather quiet compared to what happens in the rain season, they're not issuing a severe weather risk factor. The storms that will make their way through here will probably be most likely felt tomorrow in the sometime in the afternoon, perhaps into the evening, but will die out with cooler temperatures for overnight. So they will probably be reignited on Saturday, perhaps early, though most of the rain will start diminishing Saturday night into Sunday. Depending on where the front is, there might be a few more storms Saturday night into Sunday, although there might not be much in the way of lightning or wind or hail or even the risk of funnel clouds at night. It's a very quiet time of year. Speaking of times of year, we're going to look at the climatology picture for us in a few minutes. The rest of the weekend into the early next week, we'll start to see temperatures cooling back down. We'll be back into the mid 70s tomorrow into Saturday. We'll be into the low 70s on Sunday and back into the 60s on around 70 on Monday, and in the upper 60s Tuesday and Wednesday. In regards to climatology for severe weather for our area, most of late September through early November is quiet. There is a system that usually comes in from the northwest, dips south. Once it hits Texas, it heads east, and once it hits the Mississippi, once it passes the Mississippi, perhaps approaches the Appalachians, it starts heading further north. Most of the severe weather occurs south of central New Jersey through central Pennsylvania, halfway between Harrisburg and State College southward. That's about the 42-degree north latitude line. Most of the severe weather is associated with the Dixie Alley storm system, which is a storm system that is on a smaller scale than typical severe weather systems in Tornado Alley. The system drops down and heads back up slightly, where it picks up moisture from the Gulf and Atlantic, associated with the end of tropical season. September is the most active tropical month, yet El Nino is shearing itself, preventing anything from happening. We'll most likely see any kind of tropical systems might develop later in October into November. Probably get another one or two systems out of this system. We're not sure. We don't know whether these systems will have a likely landfall impact. We'll just take that as it comes. So regards to severe weather climatology for our area. Most of the severe weather occurs in June. Usually it should occur in July, but that's not happening. Some of the severe weather occurs in August. And then some Skiality system allows for one last shot at severe weather into November. There have been events that have occurred in December, January, February, and March. Most of the severe weather starts going up into April. The season starts in May, ends in September, with a peak in July. And we're back to where we started again. Beginning in June, we start to see the hurricane season. Peaks in September, unless El Nino plays a role. And then ends in November into early December. There have been reports of hurricanes and tropical storms well into the beginning of January. That was during the 2005 season, where the 26th storm Epsilon lasted through January 6th. A rarity. So that's basically it for now. Goodbye.